When we last left you, we arrived at Sylvan Lake Beach Park, about a 2-hour drive north of New York City. We relaxed by the campfire on Friday night, and because we had to rent 2 nights at this campground, we decided to take our time getting going Saturday morning since there was no real checkout time. So I took the opportunity to put the drone in the air so we can show you what this nice little campground looks like. After flying the drone and exploring the park a little bit, it was time to pack up and head out. We weren't far from Interstate 84, so we jumped on that, headed east towards Hartford, where we would pick up Interstate 91 that would take us the rest of the way up into northern Vermont, where my folks live. And we're not going to get Welcome Connecticut from Google because I have no data right now. Gotta love Connecticut. We've already lost 10 minutes to traffic jams. And we still got 2 or 3 more minutes left in this one.
Welcome to Massachusetts.
Okay then. We're in Mass.
Massachusetts welcomes you.
Now we can buy fuel.
Right.
75 miles to spare. That is the Basketball Hall of Fame right across the highway from where we are right now.
In a quarter mile, use the left 2 lanes to take the I-91 North Ramp to Holyoke, Greenfield.
There it is. Welcome to Vermont.
Welcome to Vermont.
I'm feeling the burn already.
Take exit 18, then turn right onto Bimson Drive, north.
Crossing the bridge. This is into New Hampshire.
Welcome to New Hampshire.
Welcome to New Hampshire. All right. As we approached the area where my parents live, they were still out and about running errands. So they asked us to meet them at one of their local favorite places to eat. So instead of going to their house, we headed straight there. It was a restaurant in the small town of Whitefield, New Hampshire, just over the state line from where they live.
Your destination is on the left.
You have arrived at your destination. Route guidance is now finished.
After a nice meal, we headed back to my parents' house back in Vermont, where we crashed for the night.
Welcome to Vermont.
The next day was Sunday the 28th, and we didn't really do anything at all other than just hanging out at my parents' house, catching up, and really the only thing we did noteworthy was to have our first and what turns out to be the only lobster dinner of the week. And boy, was it good. It's actually pretty common for us northerners to use turkey fryers to cook our lobsters, especially if you're going to have more than 2 or 3 lobsters at a time. We were able to fit all of our lobsters in the pot at once. Why don't you hold? You drop it. Merry Christmas. Ooh, that's hot. That's all of them. You're just making your rounds, aren't you? Yep. following morning, Caitlin and I decided we were done lounging around and needed to get out of the house. We started the day off by going around town to fly the drone at various points around the town to give a new perspective of the town that I spent the first 18 years of my life. Okay, as you can see, we're on the road. We just spent a day and a half just sitting around my parents, recharging the batteries. We're off and running today. We're going to hit a couple of the local hiking spots that I used to frequent when I was younger, and we've been to these spots before, but we've never taken you guys along. So we're going to do that today. We're headed to the White Mountains State Park, and we're going to go visit the Old Man of the Mountain, or
where it used to be.
Where it used to be, because it fell, I think it was in 2003 when it fell.
Forever ago.
So yeah, we're going to go to the Old Man of the Mountain, we're going to go to the Flume, and we'll probably go to the basin. That's a very short hike. Do a little photography, do a little videography, and then we'll go from there.
Black and gold cat backpack starting at $17 for cool cats. Target even has pineapple.
We're still on the interstate.
$17. Sweet colors. This week only at Target.
Yeah, that's not much. Platform saying, yeah, this is where it used to be, I guess.
Yeah. There's people swimming in the lake.
This looks nice, actually.
How you doing? 2 people. There we go.
Cover bridge. Yep.
Sweet. Thank you.
The flume was discovered in 1808 by 93-year-old Aunt Jess Guernsey when she accidentally came upon it while fishing. She had trouble convincing her family of the marvelous discovery, but eventually persuaded others to come and see for themselves. At that time, a huge egg-shaped boulder hung suspended between the walls. The rock was 10 feet high and 12 feet long. A heavy rainstorm in June of 1883 started a landslide that swept the boulder from its place. It has never been found. The same storm deepened the gorge and formed Avalanche Falls. This gorge was covered by glaciers during the Ice Age, but the ice sheet did not greatly change the surface. It partially filled the valley with glacial debris and removed soil and weathered rock from the vicinity. After the Ice Age, Flume Brook began to flow through the valley again.
Cold. Avalanche Falls.
Of course, you probably can't hear me because of all the water. It's really loud up here. But who knows? Maybe the audio will turn out good. How is it?
Awesome. As usual. I've been here a bunch of times, so I'm kind of used to everything. Water's a little higher today, though, than I'm used to, because
we got some really big storms last night.
We got some rain last night, so yeah. Quite a bit of flow today. You can see light up through there.
Cozy.
Huh?
There used to be a rock here.
Yeah, well, in that very narrow section that we just went through down there, back until the late 1800s, there was a giant boulder wedged in between the two cliff faces there.
Yeah.
And at some point, a hurricane came through in the late 1800s, and basically the water rose to the point where it swept the rock out and downstream, and they never found the rock. I guess apparently it probably broke up as it landed down below. We're at the top of the flume. Elevation 1600. All right, so we've reached the top of the flume, and I've been here many times before, so I've been on the whole trail system here, and I know that once you reach the top of the flume, there is a loop trail that's, what, a mile and a half, I think the sign said at the beginning. Well, we've basically gone the first half mile of it. The rest of it is just a path through the woods. There's no river, there's no whatever we just went through here, the cliffs and the rocks formations and all that. None of that exists on that second part. People that have never come here before don't know that, and they're going to go on the second part of the path just to, see what there is there. If you like to just walk on a path in the woods, it's a nice easy stroll back to the visitor center from here, going that way. But there's really nothing cool to look at unless you like to look at a lot of trees. So what I like to do when I come here is you come up to the top of the flume, which is where we are. We're at the very top of the waterfall part, and then turn around and go right back down the same direction we came, which they do allow. Even though the path is narrow and the staircase is narrow, as you saw, it's not a one-way road, so we can go back down at our leisure that way. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to skip the second half. I'm sure you can find other vlogs out there that have people filming the second part of it, but we're not going to bother with that, just because we want to hit a couple other places here in the park. We want to go to the basin. We want to go see the old man, or where the old man used to be, and maybe hit a couple other spots here in the park. So we're just doing the best part of the flume, the part that's worth paying for, and then we're going right back down where we came, and then we're going to go hit some other things. So that's it.
In the next video, we continue our adventure in the Franconia Notch State Park. Then we take a ride on the world-famous Mount Washington Cog Railway. You definitely don't want to miss it.
Thanks for watching this episode of Two Tourists and a Camera.
Please like and subscribe down below. We have everything linked in the description box. Please follow us on Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook, all the places. And be sure to hit that bell at the bottom as well. That way you'll be notified as soon as we put up a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.